Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Yeah.
What is good? What is good for the culture family? I hope every one of you are doing good. Hope you're ready to have a great day, as I am ready to have a great day as well. So let's take a look here what's going on with EURUSD on this. There we go. You guys should be able to hear me a little bit better than that. Let's see what's going on here for EURUSD. So previous 4-hour candle just closed as a bearish candle coming into our session. We had numbers being released for the USD. I believe it was retail sales, which is looking like it's making a bearish move for this session coming off of that previous 4-hour bearish candle. So what I'm anticipating is for a bearish move here. I would like to see these lows get taken out here for this session. So if we can sweep these lows, form a correction and a continuation down, that's what I would like to see. It's looking like on the smaller time frame here, we're just getting a continuation after price had retapped into this level. You can see we got an impulsive move down, a correction, what appears to be a correction. Let's take a look on the smaller time frame. Yeah, so we can kind of see it here. Price was slowing down, pushed down, created a new low, is previously retesting or forming a corrective structure. It can form a corrective structure, shall I say, from where it's at, for another steeper move to the downside. Now where I have a likely resistance is based on the daily here. Is it the 4-hour? I think it's the daily. No, it's indeed the 4-hour. So we have resistance here on the 4-hour time frame, especially if price can get some bearish volume from where we're at currently. Now, what we have to keep an eye out for and be aware of is the fact that price is technically creating higher highs and higher lows within this channel here. You see we had this liquidity grab at 3 a.m. grab liquidity below these levels here. Then you had a continued bullish push up that created a new high. Where are we at now? Well, we're at a key level of demand where price could reverse off of, but we know that the previous 4-hour candle just closed as a bearish candle. So we know that the previous 4-hour candle closed as a bearish candle, and we want to see a likely sweep of these lows here, a correction and continue move to the downside. Now this would on a larger time frame be considered a corrective structure trade, considering the fact that price has been bullish for so long, but we're just seeing that bearish volume come into the markets now. So and we had news being released at 8:30. Let's see if there was some time where we could have scaled. Yeah, so we got a liquidity grab following the news. We get this spike up, price grabs liquidity above this high but doesn't break the previous high up here, and then you get that continued bearish move to the downside. So what we're going to look to do is likely scale on this smaller time frame a position for the continued move to the downside for this session. So you see that we just had a break of structure right here. Price is creating lower lows and lower highs. This becomes our new key high up here, and we want to see a correction and continuation down. This is based on the smaller time frame, coming off of just how much volume we have already in the markets. You can see here we just got that break below that key level that I wanted to see, which is a great sign that price is now in a bearish trend. A bearish change of character is what is considered, and what we're looking for is a continuation play for this move to the downside. So that's what I'll be waiting for, and that's what I'll be patient for to wait on. Definitely liking how, yeah, you see how we just got that break through that low. If we can get a correction and continuation, that would be cool. But if we can't get that, it depends on how the next, because you figure we got this 1-hour candle just started here, so just started. So depending on how this 30-minute candle closes, we may scale in. If we get a retest and a continuation on the smaller time frame, we may scale in for a continued bearish push following however this 30-minute candle closes. But right now what we're seeing, let's go to the smaller time frame, we're starting to see that correction happen after we just took out that low there. We mentioned that this is an area where price could react off of for that continued bearish push down, just based on this 1-minute time frame, just how much or the current direction of this 1-minute time frame. We had a liquid grab there, but then price continued to push to the bearish, to the downside, broke through this low. Price just broke through a key larger time frame low to our left hand side here. And so now we want to see some type of correction. This is a likely area where price can flip off of. Oh man. What color is this normally? It's normally blue, right? Oh no, it's like a turquoise kind of blue. Yeah, there we go. So this is where price could flip off of for a continued move to the downside. Look to take out these lows here. We do have this gap. Let's take a look at gold. What's going on with gold? Gold appears to be still in a bullish wave on this 1 minute time frame, just within this structure here. Let's see what happened on the larger time frame. So still continuing off of yesterday, creating lower lows and lower highs. Not the cleanest market structure. Not too pressed about looking for an entry there. Definitely want to see something more along the lines of this EUR USD here. So let's see how price reacts at the current levels. Let's see how we react at these current levels. Let's see if I were looking to go short. Be like 3 pips. So now we just gotta wait. If we do get a bearish candle closure from where we're at currently, I may look to take a sell. Just a 0.5% position, a very small risk in terms of how much this account is for the possible scale and continuation play from where we're at currently. If we in fact don't see that happen, we see this high get broken, then we'll go and we'll reevaluate from there for our steeper move to the upside, because we know we just got a break of a larger time frame structure, which is here, which can result in a steeper correction. So that's what we're going to see here. We see price didn't close bearish in this area, so no entry, no confirmation of entry within this area. You can see the previous 5-minute candle just broke above this high. We're starting to get some bullish volume here, which I wouldn't be too inclined to selling against, but it all depends on how this begins to play out, because what we've seen here is we have this liquidity grab right here that can essentially is our key identifier for a plausible change of character. See, we see how price was creating higher highs and higher lows, and then we get a key low that got swept with this move to the downside. Price immediately rejected off of that level there. So depending on how this forms, if this, let's say this 1 hour candle closes bullish, we could be seeing our steeper corrective structure back up. And we'll just have to keep an eye on how price reacts at this resistance all the way up to this level here, because this high up here is our key high. So as long as price doesn't break that high, it can still continue to go down to break this current 4-hour candle low, which is what I would be anticipating. Coming off of that previous 4-hour candle being bearish, it's likely that we don't get a big push up here. And you got to understand where we're at on the larger time frame structure. So we're already rejecting off of a larger time frame structure level of supply here. Let's see if we can't refine this. When did this spike happen? Was this like NFP, CPI? This is a Friday. So yeah, this was NFP. So I don't think you can see it because the spike happened so fast for NFP. Let's see if it's going to show us. Okay, here we go. So remember, we took our buys off of our buys on NFP here for a continued move to the upside. We wanted to see this high get broken, but this high wasn't broken there. You can see this is our level of resistance that we had took our position off of. And it's this same candle, this same level of resistance now that we're seeing on the larger time frame get respected, and then price began to push to the downside. If you take a look at it on the 4 hour, so that's where we're coming off of, which is why we can anticipate potentially a steeper corrective structure to the downside, likely retest if price breaks through this low here is at this level at 1.11018 levels. We're looking here, price is just spiking up and down within this level. It went from being, let's see, or was my thing just lagging? Nah, mine looks like it was just lagging. So now all we can do is sit here and wait. How are you guys doing today though? Let me see. Oh, let me pull that back up. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to YouTube. I just messed that all the way up. Okay. Yeah, I had just messed that all the way up, but it looks like we're good. Now, let me clear my throat. Let's see. Are we at any retest? We're not at any key retest level or anything like that in terms of where price is at now. So not necessarily a likely flip from where we are now. If we do have a flip, it would be indicative of a candle like this closing bearish, how it appeared to be, but it would be bearish. But we don't, as far as what I can see now, I mean, we don't have any immediate resistance at this current level. Yeah, just got that bearish candle close here. This previous 15-minute candle closed bullish. So what I would anticipate is that this is likely the bottom wick for a continued bullish push. It's likely that this 15-minute candle will flip bullish and then break this previous 15's high. That's what I would anticipate. As we can see, price is getting some volume here, and if it does in fact go down and start to create a new lower low structure, we'll look for my retest play where we're at currently. Actually is where the retest play would come from, essentially, because if price breaks down through this low here, we can come back up, retest. This solidifies that we're still in a bearish trend, and then if price reaches back up here, we can see that continued bearish move to the downside. But it all depends on how this current 15-minute candle plays out. Right now, price is showing signs that it is in a bullish market structure, just even on the smaller time frame. We've seen that on the 15-minute time frame. We got the two previous 15-minute candles close bullish. Then you look at it on, let's say, the 1-minute time frame here, and then on the 1-minute time frame, you see that you have price creating lower lows and lower highs within this within this rough downtrend right here. And this is a rough downtrend only because it's just slow. And then price goes up, it appears that it's creating higher highs, higher lows, then it breaks through this low here, breaks through this high, change of character because this is our key high, and we could see a continued move up to a likely resistance level. That's what I would anticipate. Yeah, for this 15-minute counter to flip bullish, that's what I would be looking at. Let me let's go here. Good, trying to be 1% better every day, just like you said. No, that's great. Getting 1% better is, man. That's all. That's all we can do. We can only control what we can control. There's only 24 hours in a day. We all have the same 24, and so, just doing what you can in the day to become a little bit better. Whether that's showing up for the stream, showing up for the session, or, making your bed, moving your body, doing things of that nature. Whatever you can do to make yourself better than you was the day before, that those things compound, and I truly believe those things compound over time. We're just waiting here. It was nothing too crazy last night for the Asian session, which is why I hadn't sent out any trades for last night. Yeah, you can see, let's see, where did our 4-hour candle close during our session? I think it had closed, I think it was this candle right here that had closed bearish. And I was like, I want to see a steeper move down. But at the same time, if you looked at it on the smaller time frame, it was just creating higher highs and higher lows within this area. So it was like, well, it might not be a move to the downside. And if you even take a look here on the smaller time frame, yes, after, let's see, because when did the candle close? This was the candle low. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, price had closed here, but it closed here as a bearish candle, like within this area, right? Right here, it closed here as a bearish candle. And to me, I was like, I want to see a continued bearish move to the downside. And it's looking like it would have taken much longer, but it did end up doing exactly that. It corrected. Okay, so you gotta, here, let me write it down for you. You got a low, a high, a lower low, broke that low. This becomes our key high. This means that this is the area that we want to see price retest. That's what I was looking for in the session. You see that price does in fact retest, and when it retests, you want to take your bearish entry. So essentially, if we take this trade, and I was asleep by the time the entry came, and that's why I didn't send out a trade setup last night, because of what price looked like at the certain time. So, but how I would have wanted to take the entry if I were able to be up would it be taking an entry off of this bearish candle here as price closes bearish, and then setting a stop loss above this high for price to break this low here. And that's exactly what we got. Now, it would only been a 1 to 5 risk to reward trade, and it would have taken quite some time to get down there. It's looking like 1 a.m. Eastern, or 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it would have finally hit down there. And I was long asleep by there. So, kind of what I expected here. This 15-minute candle to flip bullish. Let's see if it's going to go ahead and break this high. And in terms of, okay, we're talking, potential scaling abilities. I don't really like where price was at as far as a scale-in trade. We could say that price could come back down if it makes if it made a steeper push down, then maybe that would be something I would have been interested in. But as far as taking this scale-in play for that 15-minute candle flip, just not something I would have been interested in. Not something I would be interested in. I would be much happier to take a trade off of this current 1 hour candle closing bearish, or this current 15-minute candle closing bearish, for a continued move to the downside. That I would be much more inclined to do. Just coming off of that previous 4-hour volume, we broke the previous 4-hour low. You say we get resistance right here, it's likely that we can push back down. We want to see a break of our previous 4-hour candle low. if this 30-minute candle, or was it 15-minute candle? Let's say if this 15-minute candle could close bearish. If it closes bullish and pushes above the high, then we just have to go from there. But this is why we wait. This is why we wait for candles to close, because you never know what price is going to do, and you need to wait for that confirmation. You gotta wait for that confirmation. So about 7 minutes here. I definitely like this wick fill play. I'm not too inclined to how fast it rejected off of this level. Generally, that can result in a steeper move to the upside. And like we said, price can remain bearish until as long as this high up here is not broken, which is our key high that broke for this previous 30-minute low over there. But if the current 30-minute candle, or not 30-minute, I guess it is 30-minute. So if this current 30-minute candle and the 15-minute candle close bearish, then that could be a sign for a potential scale in play. Here for about a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Let's go to, your stop loss would be, getting a nice push here. Still, I believe on the smaller time frame, no lower lows and lower highs have been created yet. You see price is just still inside of this range here. Okay, we just broke through this range here. And so this is why I want to see a potential correction back up to this area on the smaller time frame for price to now continue down to break through this low. If it goes from where, like if it goes right now, it just goes right now. That is what it is. I would love to see this 30-minute close as a skinny bearish candle, something similar of excuse me. I guess you could say something kind of like this, where we had this wick and then price to form, but I don't like how that pushed back up. So I'm trying to see if I can get a better example. Price has been so bullish lately that, looking for a bearish setup wasn't all too plausible. Okay, I want for price to close, you're obviously not going to have this steep top wick, but I want for price to close as a candle that looks something along the lines of this, and then to see it get filled for a continuation down. This was obviously some news, which is why we had all that volume, but that's essentially the type of candle that I'm looking for. It doesn't look like that's what we're going to get here. So this will be an interesting thing, because currently on this 1 minute time frame here, we do have a bullish change of character. right? So price pushes down, it breaks through this previous low. This becomes the key high. Then it pushes up and breaks this high. So technically speaking, as long as this low, confirmed low right here, isn't broken, price can still push up after tapping into this level to create a new high, to break this up here, making a steeper move to the upside. But in terms of volume, you know, this wave, if we zoom it out here, excuse me, this wave that we've been on is just been to the downside. So literally just sitting and we're waiting. We are just waiting. Not the most beautiful session, and I think where it comes down to is being on the session for after the news. So tomorrow we have, I believe, FOMC tomorrow, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what I'll be doing then is I don't know, I might leave it up to you guys whether y'all want me to go live or not for that at 2 p.m. I would be able to go live. It just, what's today, Wednesday, tomorrow? Yeah, so I will be able to go live for FOMC. We can watch the spike, trade that, because I will be trading the volume following the spike from FOMC. So we're just waiting on that. Let's see. Let's take a look at gold. Anything interesting happening on gold? Actually, something pretty interesting is happening here on gold. What is this? This resistance here. Price just broke through these levels here. So this looks like actually a good move here for gold, for potential continuation to the downside. You figure you get a retest maybe somewhere up in here. Target back down to these lows, since we had just broke this previous low up here. We retested at this level already. Get you a correction up and a continuation down. How did this previous 4-hour candle close for gold? That's what I want to see. Previous 30-minute close, very bullish after rejecting off of this level. Steep wick to the downside that we can feel for this 1 hour. Price just opened up with a gap. Let's take a look at EU. Yeah, EU's pushing down too. So EU is going to go ahead and likely break that low. I definitely wanted to see this 30-minute candle close as a weak 30-minute candle, but you know what? The current has no top wick, so we might be able to scale in for another continued move to the downside. So we're going to have to keep an eye out here for if and when price breaks above this level. The bearish candle that closes after we break above this level is where I would look to take my entry for a scale in continuation play. Continuation play because the trend is to the downside, and it's a scale in because it wouldn't have been our first initial entry location. It would have been more of a scale, well, it's a scale in retest play. So I want to see this candle grab a top wick. When it grabs this top wick, somewhere from the bottom or the wick to within this area here is where I would want to see our potential entry location for a continuation down. And I'm just going to target a break below this low if it doesn't break it as we speak. Yeah, previous 15 closed extremely bearish. Following the previous 30-minute candle. Yeah, so this current 30-minute candle, I would really want to see a top wick get formed, and then that continuation to break through this low and this resistance here that we have at this level. Let's see. Yeah, gold is making a stab for a move to the downside here. And we may just scale into this gold play instead, because it's a likely target. Price comes back down to its low. If we're not able to get, oh wait. Let's see. Oh, didn't quite get the top wick for the candle quite yet, and got a bearish rejection. This candle closed as a bullish candle. Let's see if we can get a fill to give us that wick back up. This is going to be entirely too small, looks like. Because this is a 1 pip stop loss, 2 pips, 3 pips at the very most. Two pips will give us a solid 1 to 2. But I think even if we take our entry here, we're going to get activated like within this area down here. So not necessarily the best. All right, EU is continuing down. Let's see if we can scale in for gold. We're coming off of a previous bearish structure. I definitely love this structure. I wanted to see a steeper move to the upside once we broke through this low, retest back into this area for a move to the downside. But right now, you know, price is just pushing down, so we're going to have to update the structure. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, previous, we got a retest within this area of resistance. Could not break it though. Still no top wick on the 30. Mm. 5-minute close. No top wick still on the 15 and the 30. But this 5-minute did in fact close bearish. Price doesn't have to get this top wick. It can just react off of where it's at and just go down and break the low. If that's the case, then, you know, we'll reevaluate from there. Okay, we're getting that correction for gold. I think I like this play better. To see how it reacts off of here. And then I wouldn't set mine for a break of that low. I would look for a break of this low here for price to come to resistance there. Only because this previous 4-hour candle, I believe, closed bullish. Oh no, this previous 4-hour candle closed bearish with 24 minutes left in this current 4-hour candle. But essentially, it's a corrective structure, larger time frame corrective trade. And then you can see how price reacted after tapping into this key demand zone. Let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 3 lot is about the only margin that I can use on. Oh yeah, so this is going. EU likely just broke the low. She just barely, barely. And this is how I wanted that 15-minute candle to close, like that. If we could have got that closure there, I would have loved to take this sell move for that continuation on this 15-minute time frame here. That's what I wanted to see for this current, or the previous 15-minute to close like that. Didn't quite get it on the 15. We got so much volume here on gold. It's looking as if we're just gonna have to find our scale in for both of them. So we're gonna, let's see. I still want to see this 30-minute create its top wick. Like I said, it doesn't have to, but that would just be an ideal entry location for me. You know, we just broke through this low, so now this becomes our key high up here. So that's now technically my premium zone where price can go to. At first it was up here. This was our premium zone up here. Price pushed down, broke through this low here. We pushed up, corrected, just broke through again. This now becomes the premium zone. That we're gonna look to take. So I just have to wait, man. Be patient, be patient. Our overall bias is correct as far as the direction. Now it just comes down to being able to scale into the actual trade in and of itself, which can sometimes be harder as, you know, price doesn't, you know, go to our key levels. We didn't quite come to this resistance level, so we weren't able to, you know, take that retest play. And then this candle, yes, it did close as how I would have wanted it to close for price to push to the downside. But I thought we could get that on a 15-minute time frame, get something along the lines of that going here, which would have been, to me, a safer trade, only because of the larger time frame confluences, especially coming off of this volume, off of the breaking a shallow break here. I wanted to see, you know, something of a stronger confirmation for price to go to the downside, either a retest here, a retest up in these levels, or that 15-minute candle to close as a small bearish candle and a continuation to the downside to break the low. Gold is just ripping here, looks like. Just created a new low here for gold. See if we can't get a scale in entry on gold. If we can get a retest up into these levels, that would be ideal. You just breaking the low. All right, but that still leaves us opportunity over here for that still leaves us opportunity here for gold. Let's go to this ratio. Oh, come on. Let's get a move up there. Come on. Don't get me shy. Don't call me shy. All right. It doesn't look like we're going to get that move to that upside there. I'm gonna go ahead and take a position now. Wait, hold on. Man. Hold on. Stop loss is up here. Let me manually manage this position. All right. Gotta close it. Gots to close it. Push absolutely blasted through this level. Let's see if it reacts off of here. If not, and price breaks through this high, then we're going to see this completely flip. I took this entry simply because of this candle here. We got this break of this low. We hadn't quite tapped into our level, but didn't want to miss that entry. And it's looking like this is just going to be a change of character. And you're just going to get a steeper move to the upside. That's what that is appearing to be currently. Let's remove drawing so we can clear this up a little bit. Kind of similar to what we see in there. So I think I took that one, if I'm not mistaken, at a 0.5. Yeah, a 0.5. Had to manually close it very, very quick. Yeah, you can see price is just pushing through this level here. Let's see if we get a retest back into our key level. I'll look for one more sell from this position here. If price closes bearish from this level, we'll do one more plausible entry. Stops above this high. Looking for a target back down into this low. Let's see. Price just closed bearish. After tapping into that level, I like that. We're gonna go where's my stop loss? There. I'm gonna go 1.5. Oh wow. We're just starting to get that volume from where we're at currently. I don't like this entry location. Dang. I want to see if we can get a push up, a steeper move up before I take a sell entry. Oh. All right, so I've taken one more sell entry on this move to the downside, looking for price to push through this low. If this doesn't work out, then that's just going to be the day. And we'll just come back tomorrow. I'm going to set our take profit to be back down at this low. We got about $400 risk. We're going to confirm that there. And we're going to let this play out. So why I took this trade is because it came back. So we have our change of character here. Price pushed through these lows. We got a retest back into our key level here. And then we got a bearish move from there, a 1 minute candle to close bearish. I want to see a continuation to the downside. If not, we'll take the 1% loss on the day. And we'll go from there. If we don't see this happen, or if we do see ourselves going to take profit, then we'll be at about a 1 to looking like almost about a little bit over a 1 to 2 risk to reward on there. And then once we get some volume here, plausibly a break below this low, likely a move stops to break it even. Being that we do get that type of volume. If not, you feel me, if price just pushes up through here, then we're gonna go from there. I really don't like the way this previous, I mean, this is not the way the structure looks. If I'm not mistaken, this is not the way the structure looks. Yeah, started to get a heavy correction here for EU, and it's looking like a bullish move there. A steeper move up. Let's take a look at gold. Okay, now I can finally see how that 5 minute candle closed, because it closed weird. Let's see. Yeah, I'm likely going to trail my stops above this area here. Because if it fills this previous 5-minute high after we close bullish like that, it's just likely that we probably continue to push up. Let's see. See if we can't help ourselves here. Previous 15-minute candle closed bearish, so that is a good sign. But price does already have a bottom wick on this 15-minute time frame, so not necessarily that it has to flip. I would love to see a flip, but it's not a necessity for this current structure. We can see that price is just in fact blowing through this level here. If that's the case, we're just gonna have to take this one. Let's see how it reacts here. Let me see. How do I oh wait. There we go. Let me modify this. Yeah, so we just broke above this high here. To me, that's not a good sign that price can continue pushing down, coming off of this, especially coming off of this previous 5-minute candle being as bullish as it is. I think I'm just going to take the less than 1% loss on the day and just wrap it up there. Yeah. No need to hold through all of that. So we could probably see a push and break above this high. I went ahead and just closed with the loss on the day. Let's see, roughly 294, 542. So a little less than 1%. You can see the total P&L 1600. So that's like 1.6% on this one account. This is a new account that I started with a different firm that's more reputable. Now, don't get me wrong. I have two other 200K funding accounts. I have another 200K funding account and another 100K funding account that I can't get access to right now. So the only accounts that I can trade is this account, and then I have two 200Ks that I can trade. But I'm in a constant battle with Nova for getting my payouts, to get my payouts. So that's been rough. I sat on with them for an hour, like 2 hours yesterday, going back and forth messages so that I can get my payout. The community, man, they don't want to pay you out, and then they have rules to where it's just what they do so that they don't have to pay traders out, because they are struggling in terms of all the migration that's happened, and in order to protect themselves capital wise, instead of changing the root problem, which is their income, the amount of income they actually get, they changed the back end problem, which is making the rules tighter so that we have more reasons to deny payouts, essentially. And then they changed rules without mentioning to the community that they changed their rules. It's just ridiculous. So I was talking to them and I'm probably gonna have to message them today. Yeah, they're already open, so I'm probably gonna have to message them today again about that, so that we don't have to run into these problems. I've had my accounts for over a year plus. I'm sure not many traders in the industry or with Nova have had their accounts for as long as I've had mine, and it just, like, for me to be a consistent trader with them, They can see all my previous payouts and things of that nature. And even on my last payout, they were trying to fight me to be, yeah, it's just, I'm just tired of having to fight firms. So that's why I signed up with Funder Pro on this 100K account to test out the firm. They have same day withdrawals, a steeper profit target, but this is an actual A-book account. So when we be past this when we pass this funding challenge, it'll be a booked 100K live funds. It won't just be a demo, as you can see in this area here. It'll be a live actual account, which is good because I'll be able to withdraw same day. I believe I signed up with the 90-10 split, but if not, at the very least, I think it's like 80-20 is their standard split. Yeah, you can see that just pushed through there. There's no reason to hold that. And this is why I had closed early. And I mean, technically we protect ourselves from loss on that one. So 2 trades that I would take again. This trade here, this is a trade that we had a profitable trade on last week with this candle, or this type of candle model trade for a continuation. Price just had too much volume last week, where we was able to take our entry for that continued move to the downside. Look to take that one at a scale in. Took the 0.5 L on that one. Price pushed up almost immediately, and then we got to our key level here where price couldn't break, otherwise it would be considered a change of character, because you can see price is creating lower lows and lower highs. We broke through these levels here. We didn't want to see this level get broken for a continued move to the downside. Technically, on a technical sense, on the larger time frame, this is our key high because this was our low, this was our high. So as long as this doesn't get broken, it still can push down. But where we were looking for in terms of the target in our area where we wanted to see price go down from was from this key level here. And it looks like it would have just barely got stopped out before now coming back down into a little bit of profits here. I'm going to stay on for just a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's stay for this next 5 minutes. We'll be on for the next 5 minutes to see if this 5-minute candle does in fact flip bearish. Then that would be a liquidity grab that we got taken out on, and then price flip down into our direction of our trend. Because you can see that looks like that's what it is here. You know, we get a liquidity grab above that high. Price takes sellers out at this area and then pushes it back down in the direction of the markets. And this is okay. You know what I'm saying? This happens. The market's going to get theirs and we're going to get ours too. We just got to go. So we were able to minimize the loss today, though not what we wanted, not what we anticipated. Our second entry was able to minimize that loss because it would have been a loss, and then price would have ultimately be running likely to our take profit now. So not bad. You can see it keeps opening with these gaps, and I think this is just the Trade Locker platform that's tweaking out like this. Let me see. You can see that this 15-minute candle is flipping bearish. Got a steep top wick, grab liquidity above the highs. Price came to this level relatively within this level here. And now it's looking like it's making a move to the downside, dude. It's making a move to the downside. So definitely not a trade that I would fault myself on for taking at this entry location. It's a good entry location. It just so happened that this one didn't work out. The retest play maybe could have held off on the retest play just simply because of how this 5-minute candle closed. But when I was looking at the retest play to take it within this area here, it just was the candle closed wonky. So like even the previous 5-minute candle when this first 5-minute candle started, it opened with a gap and it just looked weird. And so the same thing with the other one, it had looked weird. And you know, being that you understand this 5-minute close, well, let me see, when did that 5-minute close? I think it might have been slightly before the 5-minute close. Oh, our retest entry was before the 5-minute close too. So we took 2 entries in the span of one 5-minute candle that ultimately closed bullish. So that not the best. Now, don't get me wrong. I anticipated this to flip to be in a bearish candle, and we can just see that price did not flip and get as much volume from this level. Like, essentially what we've seen here is what I wanted to see from here. We see this, we get some volume and a continuation to the downside to break through these lows. That's essentially what I wanted to see. We just couldn't quite get that. And it's looking like this current 5-minute candle or this current 15, 30-minute and 1-hour candles are going to close bearish for that move to the downside there. So you can see, and this is why on a smaller time frame, this is our key high. It was the previous 1-hour high, but if we take a look on, let's say like the 5-minute here, you can see that that was the area that we pushed down, broke through a low, created the high, broke through this low. That is technically the area that should not get broken, and this could continue down as long as this area isn't broken. Now we wanted to take our entry within this area and within the scale in here, which is 2 trades that we had success on last week. It just didn't work out in our favor today, so that's okay. We will be back tomorrow for the live stream. What time is it? 9:58. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow for live streaming. For those of you in the VIP channel, I will be sending my setups, and tomorrow we have FOMC, so we're expecting some volume tomorrow. I'm expecting a continuation move. If you guys haven't seen it already, we did this continuation play 2 times already. So for CPI and for NFP, I don't think that CPI video is uploaded yet. I think that gets uploaded tomorrow during the session. So if you haven't seen it though, you can watch the NFP trade. It's on my Instagram. It's day like 5 of trading journey. I think it's called How to Trade News. Basically, we wait for the spike of the volume. So we get the spike of the volume, and price is not perfect. So let's say we get the spike of the volume to the downside. Price is going way down here. You know, we get that spike. Price is going to form on the smaller time frame a corrective structure. And then it's going to show a bearish candle confirmation. And once you get that bearish candle confirmation, we're going to take our entry and look for whatever that volume directions low to be broken for a potential continuation play following the volume. It's what we did for NFP. It's what we were intending on doing for CPI. It's just how I capitalize on all high volume news. So any high volume news event, this is how we go about it. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it looks like that play on see, it just opens with this gap. That retest play for EURUSD would have been the better move, you know. That one actually did work out. So unfortunate for us, we got the one that didn't, but the retest play on EU from here, price did push back up to push down, push back up within that area. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame, see if we can see it. So you can see, got that retest, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful play. Price pushed back up to this area here, which had, you know, started to break here, but that was essentially our first level of resistance. Price could have pushed up here and not broke. As long as it didn't break this high, it could still go down. Why? Because that was the start of the push that broke for this low here. But what did we see happen? Price pushed up to this level. It rejected off of that level. You get your entry candle, continuation. You can hold through there, and then price, you know, pushes back down to break the low, which would have been ultimately the target. So unfortunate for us, we get this trade, which was too early of an entry at a retest location. I thought this would be a good entry for a continuation, essentially same thing that we've seen. And then this entry after price retested this level for that continuation, similar to what we would have seen on EU with that candle coming back up to here. That's what I thought we could get today. Continuation down for a bearish move. We just didn't get it on gold. It is what it is. Gold did a liquidity grab liquidity above these highs, still didn't break the larger time frame high, and then began to start to see that volume to the downside. It is what it is. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for the New York session, and I hope that you all got some type of value out of this session in some way, shape, or form. If you like the video, you like these streams, you guys want to come back, so be sure to like the stream for me. It helps us to grow the channel. It helps people to learn and grow with us. And though we take some L's, now hold on, I want to admit that we're down 1,600 on the day, but we're still positive about five, or not on the day, on the past 2 days, but we're still positive about 6,000 total overall for all accounts combined. Obviously, I just started this account this week, and we know that if you was on the session yesterday, that these two break-even trades that we had, this one and this one here yesterday, should have been winners essentially. If you're in the Telegram, move stops to break even prematurely on those. Took a 1% re-entry yesterday for a continuation, which it was supposed to be at a 0.5, and didn't get that one. And then you guys obviously see what happened today. So, but we will be back tomorrow, and we're gonna get active. And yeah, so appreciate everybody who tapped in. Hope you got some value in some way, shape, or form from this video, from this live stream, and I will catch you tomorrow.